Taco Tuesday. What's shackalacking out there, Facebook and YouTube and the World Wide Web? It's me, your host, Zach, the GOAT, with my co host, Chris, and my sidekick, Derek.
Wow.
That was
I'd say where this is going.
No, Derek, dude, we set you up. I'm sorry, man.
I was going to be the cow too, but
the cow. Why? Because I'm the GOAT.
yeah. So, but now I'm just the. I don't know what's the worst animal in the history of the world.
All right, we'll start over again.
Like the sheep.
Stop it. You know you're the co-host. We were just playing with you.
Let me
It
see.
was funny. It was funny.
I know. We got to make you smile, D-Rex.
Yeah. So, but now. Okay. Cool.
Everything's good?
Yeah, I think so.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Does that sound good, Derek?
I thought you were belching. I was like, damn.
So, did you guys see Ozzy died?
Yeah. I think they knew he was going to die. I think that's why they did the big concert they just did recently. I think they knew he was last legging it. That's my guess. I don't know that for sure.
What was the big concert that they just did?
On July 5th, they did the farewell Ozzy's last show and Black Sabbath's last show together.
Oh yeah, wasn't he like sitting in like a sleigh or something?
He has to sit. He's dead now, but I mean he had to sit because he couldn't. I guess the Parkinson's was so bad his legs weren't working.
Yeah.
He wanted to stand up. You saw him. He kept trying to stand up, and but when he sang "Mama, I'm Coming Home," he was that was rough.
Yeah,
I could hear his voice. Cool. It was not him.
12-hour show, man. 12 hours they rocked that thing. Like that's a long show.
Everybody was on there.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool that they brought Jakey Lee out and let him play, and because he did a lot of stuff with Ozzy. Yep. And then Zach was there, of course, and everybody else. But yeah, I mean, all the greats came out, and then of course Sabbath did a set with him, and then he did his own thing.
Yeah,
and that was it. Ozzy was retiring. He retired, and then literally his body retired.
For sure.
Yeah, it's a shame. Sure. I mean, but look. He made it to 76. Did anyone think that Ozzy was going to make it to 76 years old?
No. That's not the first time I heard that today.
No, I mean, look at Keith Richards is still alive. I mean, good Lord.
He
looks like a skeleton, though. He's
Willie Nelson.
He scares me.
Guys that have partied hard for
Derek,
a very long time.
Turn your mic up, bro.
What's that?
I can't hardly hear you. Turn your mic up.
Yeah.
Give me a little volume.
Is that a little better?
A little bit, yeah.
All right. I just don't like it too high because then it echoes so bad.
Was it?
My volume good?
How about now?
You're good. Yeah, now you're good for sure.
Yeah. If I do it really high, it echoes really bad.
Because you don't wear headphones and it echoes off the speaker.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll start. Are you sure?
I mean, I wasn't a sound guy for 10 years, but I mean, maybe.
No, okay. So I'm not saying like, are you stupid? I'm saying, how come I see other podcasters who don't wear them where they have good setups? Is it just
because they probably have speakers in different places, not facing them where their microphone is? Yeah. Because you're talking directly into your mic, which is coming into your speakers, coming right back at you.
Right.
If your speakers were behind you or whatever, like when you're in a studio, it's a whole different setup.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, it's not that I love wearing headphones. Actually, to be honest with you, I do because I can hear better. There's no distraction. But so listen, we wanted to go live tonight. Just come out here and babble in front of y'all for about an hour and chat and have fun with Derek and Chris, and remind you that even though I am disabled
mentally and physically.
No, so today I had occupational therapy. Look, my hand looks fake. Looks like a mannequin hand. Anyway, I did occupational therapy today, but I was telling her how my shoulder is killing me, and she's really concerned now that I have frozen shoulder because I'm not using it as I would, so I can't lift my arm higher than this.
No.
So now I got to go to physical therapy to do that. I mean, this arm's fine. I'm like, hey, how are you? What's up?
Let's see the other hand. Let's see your hand. Is it fine? Yeah,
It looks like a mannequin hand.
I got you.
What's weird is that your other hand is whiter than that hand. How is that possible? That's the palest hand I've ever seen in my life. Your left hand.
So all the dead skin when I had all the swelling has peeled off, and it's new pink baby skin under here. It's like
What about your other hand?
He's
don't
talking
know.
about the non-affected.
I
He's
know.
trying to.
I don't understand. I usually when I drive, I have it hanging out the window.
Chris, are you sure your name isn't Dick?
No, you tell me that's not a pale hand.
Dick Master Hands.
Whoa.
That's a pale hand. That's a pale hand.
Hey, look, I'm a cracker. What up,
Fair
brother?
enough. Fair enough.
I am
making fun of it.
It's really hilarious that I live in Florida because the sun is not my friend.
That's what I was thinking.
I burst into flames. Like literally, if you guys remember the cartoon Hercules from when we were when Derek was a child, not us. Remember Hades?
By the power of Grayskull.
No,
you look like
that's
Hades.
He-Man. No,
Hercules.
Hercules.
You're right. You're right. Sorry.
You
Go.
Hades, Derek?
Joe Biden looks like what's the Skeletor?
Yeah, for sure.
Zach, sorry, I'll get us another. That'll get me another ad slap for do you know our last show, like I did ads on, and like they stalled it and slapped me because it's like you like they for talking about like election results. Like I think they just I know we don't do that ever.
Which show we never talked election
results. The last show that we all did together, isn't that wild? Like YouTube is so crazy. Like
we're talking about housing. Oh,
I know. It's like they just hate us just because, like, maybe our politics are different than theirs or something.
That's why we don't do political stuff.
But even if we did, like, why can't you? Why can't someone do? Like, why can't someone talk about that? This is America, yo. It's not North Korea.
It's been North Korea for a while. Let's be honest.
I know it, but it's like, man, like, let's say someone does a podcast and that's what it's about. Big effing deal, like. What the hell? How is that offensive? Like, oh my god, I don't like who you voted for.
Who cares? It hasn't been like that since COVID. Since COVID, everything's being.
It just blows my mind that 5 years later, I think COVID was like a 10-year cycle, right? I think it's going to take 10 full years to get everything perfectly back and in a better situation, and we're like halfway there. But like we've already nuked everything.
Yeah,
you know what?
It's like. That's the wildest thing to me ever. Like I can't.
I watch other podcasts and they talk.
I can't stand people who can't stand people having different opinions. Like, bro.
Look, if you want a utopia, go move to another place. Is it called dystopian society?
No one should have to move anywhere. Like everyone should have their own opinion. Like
exactly.
Like you can't take a home inspector and a contracting fence salesman and another dude who knows what I do, and be like, oh yeah, you have the same viewpoint as like an RN or like a paralegal or like a elementary school teacher. Like, why would you expect people to be thinking the same? Like, we're so different.
So
it's time to celebrate that and be happy about that. It's a great thing.
It is. That's what whole America's built on, diversity.
Why am I ranting about this?
You are ranting. Derek, you work on Orange Blossom Trail. Does that mean you're a woman of the evening?
Before we developed it at one time, probably.
You work the trail, do you?
I think it's a lady of the evening, I believe.
Whatever. It's a whoa.
That's like a Canadian trucker term, isn't it?
I don't know.
I'm not a trucker from Canada, so I couldn't tell you what that.
The last time I heard that was on Trailer Park Boys.
Are they from Canada?
Yes, they're from Halifax, Nova Scotia, with the park.
You ever watch that?
Zach, I feel like you got quiet now on your mic
because I moved away from my mic. Sorry.
Oh, okay, cool.
You ever watch that other show from Canada with the what's it called? Kenny Ledbetter. What the frick is it called?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
It's hilarious. Just the way they talk, it just cracks me up.
What's his name?
I had this thought running through my head because we just got back from North Carolina and I'm going to be going back up there, I'm sure, very soon. I know we're going in October to watch the leaves change.
Nice.
Yeah. I haven't seen the leaves change in I don't even know how long. We used to do. I grew up in Jersey. You grew up in Connecticut, right?
Yep.
Derek, you grew up in Michigan, so we've all seen the leaves change. But my sister's birthday is in October, and she always used to love to go to Vermont for her birthday.
There
to
you
watch the
go.
leaves change, and then we would go. There's a restaurant up there that she loved to eat at. I don't know if it's there. I don't even remember what it was called. But anyway, so that's nobody understands it until you go see these big giant leaves. I mean, it's just spectacular.
Yeah, northeast fall is pretty amazing. You're
Right.
not going to find much better.
No, you're not going to find it in Florida. The palm trees don't change.
No, they don't.
I mean, unless they don't get watered, and maybe they turn golden palms.
Yeah, autumn in the Midwest was pretty awesome. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but it's so short too, right? Like, basically, what happens is, let's say it takes till June to take off your wool jacket. By September, you're starting to think Halloween, but it's still like really, really hot. And then one day it kind of gets like in the 60s, and then all of a sudden it's like October 20th. And then you got to do, there's so much to do, like all the apple farms and the corn mazes, pumpkins, all that. And then you do that all, and then it's beautiful. And then like Halloween, it snows, and then all of a sudden, like it gets dark at 4:30, and you're trapped in your house till April. So it's it's so weird. Like it's like the perfect thing ever, and then it's like hell right afterwards.
Yeah, we didn't have that problem. But
And
I
then
do remember
and then you just
trick-or-treating.
want, like, you don't want any snow, but Christmas and New Year's you want to get snowed in because it's so beautiful. Usually you get a little time off maybe, and that's what you want so bad. And then
So
it'll be like green, like 45, and then like January 3rd, it'll bucket snow till May, and you're just screwed.
and I remember Halloween we used to have to wear like long johns under our costumes because it
Yeah.
was cold.
For
But
sure.
my parents
Yep.
my parents had a 2-story colonial salt box house. It's a style up north.
Yep.
Where the front roof is shorter and it's very steep, and then the back roof is long. And anyway, they say salt box. I don't understand why, but anyway. And my dad used to put, electric candles in every window. And Christmas Eve, it would snow with the wreath on the front door and the candles. It was a Hallmark card
Oh yeah.
every year, and everybody would say, "Oh my gosh, your house looks like a card, a Christmas card." That's the stuff I miss. I
Same.
don't get me wrong. Waking up Christmas morning wearing shorts and a t-shirt is pretty cool, but going outside and seeing palm trees decorated, and it just doesn't.
It doesn't. It never
No.
feels like Christmas. But
No.
the one thing that's positive though, kind of like trumps everything else, and that's the fact that you can still go outside at like 6 or 7 p.m. and walk in 60 to 70 degrees pleasantly without humidity. Like the fact that you can do that alone, compared to up north where it's like 4:30, it's 38 degrees and
Right.
ice on there. I mean, you can't even do it with
You breathe in
snowshoes.
your nose freezes shut.
You can't even go for like a walk and get fresh air. In all of it sucks because like the nostalgia, the feeling, the holiday sense, the seasons, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. But the fact that you like literally develop seasonal, what do they call it? SAD, the seasonal depression, where you literally don't see the sun or go outside. Just that fact alone like makes everything not worth it, which really sucks because I want both.
I will say, fall in Jersey, and I don't know how it is in Connecticut, is kind of gray and gloomy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Connecticut would just be a transition phase. I mean, you get a lot of cold, wet days that are useless.
Yeah.
But for the most part, my childhood memories of it were always just awesome because that's when you knew, like, as a kid, like that was the kickoff of the holidays. Like you'd get that crisp in the air, Halloween's coming, then Thanksgiving's coming, and Christmas is coming. It was just like that roll, that 1, 2, 3 roll, and that's what I always miss the
Right,
most.
and
The
then-
house I grew up in was a salt box. It was
So
built.
you know what it is then.
Yeah, built in 1759, and they called them that just because they were actually shaped like an old wooden salt box. That's literally just the same shape they were. It's not anything super clever.
Yeah, my parents. So from what I understand, because they built the house in 72, so I was 4.
Yeah.
And my parents went around and looked at houses, and they were looking to buy a house and did this, that, and they found a perfect model, bought the blueprints, and then they bought land and built the house, bought an acre, built the house at the far back of the acre. So we had not a very big backyard. We had a nice deck on the backyard and stuff like that, but
Sure.
that was about it. We had a huge front yard. Like it was like 100 freaking yards to the street. I mean, I remember taking the garbage out, and it seemed like it'd take a half a day to get to the bottom of the driveway.
That's what I love about there, though, is like almost every house, it's just common to have an acre.
Yeah.
Like you have an acre, like an acre, which is
So my dad would keep the front yard grass, and then from a certain point to the road was just still woods, right? So I luckily didn't have to mow all that because that would have been
Sure.
terrible. I tell you.
Terrible.
Terrible.
But I went back up, and last time I was home for my boy Rob's 50th birthday, so that was, I don't know, 3 years ago. We drove past my parents' house. First of all, they
Oh, nice.
changed the color. The house used to be, my dad stained it. He stained it red. It was
Yeah.
like a dark red with white trim. Anyway, they changed the color. They painted the house yellow.
Oh,
It was really, it wasn't horrible, but
okay.
it actually made it look bigger. And they
Interesting.
cleared out the whole front yard, and they had grass all the way to the street. And I'm like,
Wow.
holy crap, that would have been an amazing front yard for football. Why didn't my dad do that? And because we used to go over my friend, there's a kid up the street, Jimmy Trinui. We used to go to his house and play football because he had a huge front yard, and we just go out.
Fake character. He made him up.
No,
There's
it's
no
a real
Jimmy.
man. Trust
Jimmy
me.
Chernobyl.
Jimmy Trinui. He lived 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses over.
Fake.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we used to go jump our bikes like we'd make ramps in the front yard. This is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Wooden
Oh,
2x4,
yeah.
like with cinder blocks, and we just jump the ramp. It'd
Yeah.
be blowing as you go up, and you're praying the blocks don't fall out or snap, or
Don't get the pedal.
I don't know how I didn't end up with a broken neck.
Yeah.
He
All of us.
was actually the one who had a pool in the backyard, and as we got older, we used to jump off his roof into the pool.
I mean, that's what the roof's for.
They lived in a ranch, because I remember it was the first time. My cousins had a ranch too. It never made sense because I always lived in a 2-story home, and you go
Yeah.
to one story and you're like,
I
"Where's the
love
rest
that
of the
term.
house?"
I
What's
miss
that?
that term, ranch.
Ranch, yeah.
If you
Yeah, they
like,
had a
I'll
ranch
tell
in-
people I have a 1-story ranch, and they're like, "Where's a ranch?"
A
Like it's
one-story
a house, you dumbass.
and everybody
It's a
Everybody had a
multi-gable, single-story house, dick. Typically,
everybody,
preferably with a basement. You know what that is?
everybody had a basement, and
Yeah,
it was
basements
cool
rule.
when you went over someone's house and the basement was finished.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like my dad didn't finish our basement; it was just cinder block walls. Then we had stuff down there. We had couches and a TV and all that other stuff, but there was no carpet, and there was me and my friends would go hang out down there, and my drum set was down there for a
Yeah,
while.
but by the time you hit the mid to late 90s and stuff, it became more common for people to build out that way. I mean, we didn't either. Growing up, our basement was just probably a third of it finished.
Right.
And then we finished maybe a half of it. And then when the people bought that house within the next 5 years, they finished all of it, added bedrooms, plumb. It was crazy. And I remember when my parents built their house in 2004, everything finished, walkout basement, everyone had walkout slider, just crazy, really nice stuff. And
The only thing I
Really
wish he
nice.
had put down there was a bathroom.
yeah,
Because we had to
Right.
run upstairs. Now, here's the crazy thing. Where the stairs were supposed to be was in the middle of the family room in a closet, and they were supposed to run down. They were supposed to put stairs in there in the middle of the house underneath the stairs that go upstairs, right?
Right.
And my dad opted not to. He made that a storage closet, and he put the stairs to the basement out in the garage. So you had to go outside into the garage, down the stairs, and then you went into the basement.
Oh, wow.
The biggest problem he had, or we had, I remember, was the basement the humidity, it would flood. So he was always forever painting the wall with that.
Sealant.
Yeah, the sealant.
Yep.
And then we had the dehumidifier down there, and I'd have to go empty it.
Yeah,
every
you would
other
have to
day.
have the proper foundation prep and grading to make sure that didn't usually and then chasing those big cracks too. It's you have to dig out the whole exterior really, then you have to reseal and then regrade it. So it's you got to know what you're doing. It's not
Right.
super complicated, but you got to have it set up right.
Well, I think
Chris would know.
Like I said, my dad built the house, so him and
Of
his
course,
buddy.
you don't know. You don't inspect basements. You have no idea. You don't even know.
Sure, I do. I've
You
had
grew up in
my
Connecticut,
inspection
didn't
license
you?
in Connecticut for longer than Florida.
When you did inspections in Connecticut, did you have to check for radon?
You can. It's a service you can provide. You just have to be licensed for it.
That's
How
cool.
about? Did you do an inspection on the basement looking for cracks and foundation damage?
Yeah, efflorescence, all that stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
It's just part of it.
Now,
I
the
mean,
cool-
Skeletons, bones,
Bodies.
Trevor.
Pennywise.
If you see a rug with a wrapped up, I mean, you just leave it alone.
yeah, you don't call that out. You just
I
leave,
don't
especially if they're an Italian
I
last name.
I didn't see nothing. No, Mr. Gagoots, I didn't see nothing over there, right?
Everything looks great in the basement. Have a nice night.
Best basement ever. No, the cool thing was that where my dad built the house, we had two little streams or creeks or whatever you want to call them that went on either side of the house. So when it did rain, everything went down both sides and out to
Yeah.
the street, So there were people I know that built and they would get flooded. My dad actually built it so the creeks went around the house, and it was pretty. He's a smart dude. I
Did
guess-
good grading.
Yeah. So him and his buddy built it. I don't know how long it took them to build it because he worked full time as a school teacher, and he'd come home in the evenings and work on the house. And I moved in there 72, I believe. And
Yeah.
I don't remember obviously because I was only 4 and my sister was 2.
You were just a baby.
Just a wee little lad.
You were a youngin'.
I mean, I love that house. I told my mom I wanted it, and she's like, "Okay, you can have it. I'm just letting you know that this is how much the taxes are." And it was like $16,000 a year for taxes.
Welcome to New Jersey.
That's Jersey. And I said, "Well,
to New
16,000." She's like, "And there's no mortgage, so you don't have to worry about that. So you guys just have to cover the taxes and the upkeep of the house, which averaged to be about almost $4,000 a month." And I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
In Florida.
That's too much for a paid off house.
Yeah. They did, and then my parents did a mortgage burning too. That was a thing back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they'd had a party.
Yeah,
and burned the mortgage.
My parents built the house we spent most of our childhood growing up in '87. We lived in it till '04, and I think they paid that thing off. I want to say like mid '90s. Like they did it, and I think we did that too.
My dad built the house, and I think I'll have to ask my mom. I've heard anywhere between $27,000 and like $50,000. The whole thing,
Sounds about right.
About right in the '70s, but
Sounds about right.
And to be honest with you, I thought we lived in a pretty big house, and then I started in high school dating this girl who lived 2 towns over, which was by Princeton. And I went
another made-up character, Chris. These are just fictional.
Princeton,
Wow.
It's where the university is. Princeton. It's a town.
Yeah. I've heard of it.
I thought you lived by UC Berkeley.
No, I lived in New Jersey, not California.
I know it's like me getting a shot at you, like making up fictional characters. Like I'm trying to make this sound really ridiculous because
Anyway,
you're telling all these stories that like are like just impossible to be true. So
well, that's why I am the greatest storyteller ever.
You are the great storyteller.
I am. Matter of fact, when I start my podcast, that's what I'll be teaching people how to do.
There you go.
People will go.
Teach them how to get out of listening to stories.
People will go, I know I was there, Zach. I remember it, but I don't remember it being that spectacular, but maybe it was.
Your version was way cooler than the real thing.
Yes. There was fireworks and midgets and trapeze and everything. I mean, Oh, sorry. Little people. We can't say midgets anymore.
Great. Thanks a lot. That's another ad
clowns.
flag.
Always, we got to bring the clowns in too. I love clowns. See,
how was your week, Chris? Did you get any real estate movement at all, or just kind of swampy?
Still up and down, backwards, left and right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think people hid from the heat this weekend.
So what I was thinking?
That was insane.
You know what I was thinking? Here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to find some land up in North Carolina, maybe Tennessee, about 25 to 50 acres.
Oh yeah.
Go in with 3 or 4 or 5 friends, start a community. I'm not going to call it a compound because then the government checks you out.
A commune.
No, don't call it that. The government will be right up on you.
Or is that like a cult thing?
Yes. So start a community. 3 or 4 people, everybody gets a couple acres, and then we'll have extra acres for farming and greenhouses and animals, and then you can go agricultural, and everybody just be sufficient, and we all have dinner together, and it's just and the closest neighbor is 20 acres away.
Yeah.
You have to walk 20 acres to have dinner every night? That sucks.
No,
you get a side by side.
The community is right there. I'm talking about the closest person that lives by you is far, far away.
Well, yeah. So, like, isn't the communal meeting place far away for everybody?
No.
Like,
not
he's like, we're in a circle, okay? It's a 20-mile radius.
That's what 4-wheelers are for, and side by sides.
Well, listen, Derek.
The commune's still in the middle, which means the closest for anyone is 10 acres.
No. Not a person living in the community is far, far away. Not everybody in the community is going to live close by, but outside the community is far away. Capiche?
Okay. Sort
Does that
of.
make
I
sense?
think you're like going back. I think you're doing like I don't know.
Chris,
I
does
think you're
that make
going.
sense to you?
Oh, it made 100% sense. I was letting Derek finish his rant on it.
No, I just want to know what the catch is. Like, is it like a nudist requirement where you like
No.
you have to sit by the fire Indian style nude and smoke peyote just to like?
Oh, well.
No, the catch is
I mean,
called
that's a party right
not
there.
the catch is called being self-sufficient and no longer dealing with this dysfunctional society we live in.
Yes.
You only
Which
go to
I'm
town
all
when
for.
you really, really need stuff. I would have everything solar, generators,
Like, yeah, wind, like
wind,
But you still have
greenhouse.
to have money of some type to buy fuel.
No, you could still work. It's just
No,
that you become
I
way more
mean-
efficient with
Oh
your.
no, you can't work
stuff.
here because it's like secret society. So we gotta have to.
No. That's the.
We have
Okay.
to have income, so that means you have to traffic people or something weird like that.
You know what the
Zach,
one thing I
we've
really
already
miss-
decided that Derek will be checked at the gate just based on his response to this whole thing.
You can
No.
traffic me.
non-entrar.
He will be on the do not enter
There'll be a
list.
big picture of him in the office. Don't let this clown in here because we be in trouble.
This
then.
guy doesn't get it.
No, but listen,
What I was trying to say is this still needs some
I'm getting to it.
income. But I mean, like, hey, chopping
I'm-
lumber and you can mine
Eric,
coal
I'm
and
getting into it. Mine coal. Yeah, I'm gonna start digging a hole in my backyard for coal.
it's lucrative as crap, dude.
Yeah,
if you
but
can
I'm
do
not,
it right,
I'm not that guy. No. So what I really miss from up north
you're not
is
that
the
cracker.
road-sized farm stands.
Yeah.
You get fresh vegetables, fresh fruit right there. Corn. Oh,
Yep.
my mom used to bring home the bushel of corn, and corn on the cob. Although it sucked shucking it in the backyard. That was like my job.
Shucking corn sucked.
Oh, the silt or whatever the hair on it
Yeah.
would just get all over
Yes.
everything. You're like shaking your hands, get off me. But and then my aunts would get fresh peaches and make peach pie. And I mean,
Oh wow.
dude,
Apple
we
pies.
could have a farm and just sell stuff on the side of the road.
Yeah, we had like 4 big apple trees on our property, and we would pick those every year and just give them out to neighbors and take them
kind
to
of
friends'
apple
house, cousins' house, relatives' house, and everybody be making apple pies. But yeah, if you're doing that off your property, there's a lot of ways you could earn revenue. But also, you're not getting on the property to not leave it. You just want a place that when you are home, you're private.
Exactly.
And you've got
I gotta
a group
be
of
honest
people.
with you. I'm getting on property to not leave it, like for the most part, unless I'm
Well, I mean, if
town.
we could make a living off of doing a podcast, then
Well, yeah, we could do that. We could do
we
the
would have a
communal
really
podcast.
cool podcast studio for sure.
But
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is yeah, I live in a monopoly neighborhood. Chris, you live in a monopoly society. Zach, you don't so much, but it's still a neighborhood.
It is.
I don't think any of us are super uncomfortable at our home necessarily, right? I think that for me, yes, I want to go and travel and see things, yes, but I don't really want. If you're talking to me, I don't want to drive from Winter Garden to Central Orlando to go to work.
No.
No matter where I live, I don't want to do that. Like,
If
so, like
there's a way-
to me, this is just a big element of saying self-sustainable means I don't have to go anywhere that much, like in necessity for income. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
I
so
would
if
want to
there's
have a way to have income in that community to
Derek,
sustain those
take a
things.
breath. You're not letting him talk.
if there is a way to earn income by not leaving, then I'm all for it. But we would have the opportunity if we had to go into town to Walmart or whatever.
Well, yeah, of course.
You got to get clothes. I'm not saying my wife's going to turn into an Amish lady and start churning butter and making clothes.
Yeah, my vision of that type of a living is not to seclude myself from society. I still want to go into town. I want to be a part of things. I want to go to the movies. I want to go out to dinner. But when I'm home, I want it to be private and I want it to be very self-sufficient. Not because I'm planning for the apocalypse. It's just a very quiet, nice way to live. And if you do share that land with a couple of like-minded friends and families, then you can all pitch into like taking care of the property and doing cool things together. But I
Correct.
still want to go do stuff. Like I still going to be a part of society. I'm not locking the
Yeah.
gate.
Right.
But do you feel like not like private where you live, or do you just think
Absolutely.
that's just so
Well,
busy?
I grew up, well, for me, yes. The answer to that is yes. I grew up on 21-acre farm in Connecticut. Like we were rural. now, like every time I go outside to walk my dog, I'm always having to change direction because there's somebody else coming down the sidewalk walking their dog.
Yeah.
And then I got to go the other way. And then, I got the kid up the street who's got the car with the loud muffler. Every time he goes by, it rattles my entire effing house, who I'd like to rattle his head. Like there's those kind of things for me personally, as I'm getting older, I can't stand it. I love people, but when I'm home, I want it to be quiet time.
Are we gonna,
to tell
Chris,
me
are we gonna sit on the front porch and be grumpy old men?
Probably.
Do you mean to tell me that you are so ethnically insensitive that you don't think it's okay to have 100 different variations of reggaeton beats blasting in your face every 10 seconds? Do you mean to tell me you don't enjoy that?
Listen,
If I've chosen to go to that party, then I'm cool with it. But when I'm sitting in my living room having dinner, just trying to wind down, then I could pass. But it doesn't have to be reggaeton. It can be any tone.
It's
that's
always
blowing through my living room.
reggaeton, man.
Yeah, but whatever tone it is, blowing through my living room. I'd like to choose when I do that. So yeah, I'd like the quiet.
I'd like to never hear it again in my entire life. Oh, I did not just say that.
No, but listen, we have a rather diverse neighborhood here, right?
Yeah.
And some Sundays or Saturdays, it's salsa Saturday. We're out back because my neighbors are blasting their music. I don't care.
Till 4 a.m.
What?
Till 4 a.m.
No. Well, we had one, and
then you're not in a true trust me,
the
homie.
police have been called on this.
Move back to Kissimmee, brother. They go till 5 every night. School nights.
I will not. I will never ever go south of 192.
Oh.
I lived in Celebration, and I don't care to ever go back or close. I say they called it Celebration, but we weren't in actual Celebration.
Celebration's a little bit different.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, but we lived in the apartments close by, so it was funny. We went out to dinner one night. It was a new, I don't remember, Texas Roadhouse or something, just opened up on 192, right up the street from the apartment. This is right after LA and I got married. And we went over to it, and the waitress is like, "So where are y'all from?" We're like, "Up the street." They're like, "No way, there's no locals here." I was like, "Yeah, so all right, so we don't eat on 192 anymore." Chris? You live in Celebration, don't you?
I do, and it's changed a lot. I mean, I've lived here since '98.
Celebration HOA is terrible.
Yeah, Crow is a beast.
For they're so strict on fences. Like my guy who runs Osceola County hates Celebration.
What's a beast?
The HOA.
No, Chris said something's a beast.
The name of the HOA
is what?
I think it's called, the name of the HOA is beast. It's called Croa.
For the entire town of Celebration?
Yeah. Which is, yeah, it's weird. It's the weirdest community because it's like treated like a neighborhood, but yet it's still a town. It's still a township of Osceola, but yet they get to have this neighborhood HOA that can come in and tell you that you need to pressure wash your roof and take 10 years of granular off of it.
Lake Nona's the same way.
Yeah, or they'll put a lien on your property.
Right.
Horrible advice, and yet they're going to put a lien on your property. But it's actually gotten way less. When I first moved here in '98, they used to come by and tell you you had to change the annuals in front of your house. Like you had to change the shrubs throughout the year, and like it was a whole Disney plan thing at the time.
Right.
And you had to follow that plan, or you'd be getting fines, and it was a whole different.
Well, the only thing that they can do, if they tell you to do something that's not in your budget and they fine you, the only thing they can do, like you said, is put a lien on so that
what do they call that?
If you go to sell it, they can collect that, lien? But they can't even go to small claims unless you like.
They can't do anything until you try to close a title, and then whatever they say you owe.
Right? Isn't that called a mechanic's lien?
Pretty much.
I mean, it's similar, but they just do it to your house.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So Lake Nona is the same way. Baldwin Park is probably just as bad as Celebration.
Well, it's the replica city of Celebration. They built that after Celebration, all the same builders.
Yeah, when we first moved here, don't get me wrong, Celebration was the spot. It was so cool. We went down there, this is back in '95. And we went down there and it was all Disney. Disney owned it, the cool, cute little movie theater, the little town center and everything. And I still to this day don't know why Disney sold, other than they probably wanted the money, but
it'll never make sense to me. It absolutely destroyed the town. That movie theater has sat empty for like 15 years now.
It's still, they don't run movies in it anymore.
They do nothing in there. It's AMC had a contract. They backed out of it. The fight with the downtown, whoever owns downtown now, the name of that company, I can't think of it right now. And so AMC just said, okay, cool. We'll just pay our 25-year lease or whatever it is they have on the property, and we're just not going to run any films now. We're going to spend any money. So it just sits empty. It's the most ridiculous thing. That's
So
like that's
so essentially nothing can go in it for another 10 years.
I mean, I'm sure if somebody could get the bureaucratic bullshit out of their ass, pardon my mouth, YouTube,
Sure.
but it could be figured out. But for some reason, it's just stayed gridlocked, and it's just it's horrible because you have this like awesome little ice cream shop and places to eat there, and then you just have that
Kilwins in
dead
Columbia, and then like right between it, you have this like really nostalgic looking theater that you're like, oh, something cool's got to be going on in there.
It really hurts the
nothing,
downtown,
which is really weird.
You know what's
really
bad,
hurt.
too?
We should go urban exploring inside of it.
Mount Dora has a theater that doesn't do anything either. They just play old movies outside on the marquee, like in the window. But the movie theater is actually I don't even know what's in there. I don't know if it's just a fake storefront or whatever. But they built it to look like a movie theater, and it just plays old movies in the windows.
That was literally one of my favorite things when I first moved here in '98 was to just walk downtown, get a ticket, go in and watch a movie, and then come out, get an ice cream cone, and go home. And it was like straight Doc Hollywood stuff, like
yeah.
It was.
Do you live that close to downtown? Do you live off like Market Street?
My first house was downtown, right on Teal.
Okay.
So I
would walk right there.
That's so cool.
You were down.
And every restaurant there is great. I mean, pretty good. Like the sushi place, the Mexican place. You got Kilwins. You got the little Paris bakery,
Italian pie,
Columbia,
Market Street, the tavern,
Reggiano's, freaking the boutique hotel. Has a little lounge, and everything's phenomenal. Like that's the best place you could go just to like walk, eat dinner, and freaking get drunk and walk around and go home.
You want to hear something why Celebration is near and dear to me? That's where LA and I went on our first date.
Oh, cute.
And then
your last date.
Then we got married there.
No shit. Where?
Yeah, we got married in the park.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, you got married on the like where the pool is, right?
Nope.
By the lake?
Nope. We got married in the park.
Yeah.
Okay, which park?
The downtown park.
The downtown park.
Right, which
off
that
the left side of the lake.
If you're right, that's what I just said, by the pool.
I don't remember a pool being there.
There's a public pool right there, or a private pool.
We were out in the middle by a tree and a table.
But you were by the lake.
I guess.
Ish.
It was there. Yeah.
Yes. There's a pool.
I mean, I didn't pay attention to where the lake was, to be honest with you.
Oh, you haven't been back since?
I don't think so.
Chris knows what I'm talking about.
I've been back there since we got married.
Right across from Columbia, you go straight into that private pool, area, but you can walk that path around the lake there. It starts right there.
So we parked over on the main street, whatever, on the left side of the lake.
Yep.
Got out of the car, and so it was me, Lorianne, her mom and dad, my mom, my friend Doug, and the pastor. And we walked out, and they said, well, where are you getting married? And I said, just wait. We just walked, and all of a sudden Lorianne said, right here. And we just did it.
That's awesome.
Christmas
That's
Day.
why you didn't notice that's why you didn't see the pool, because you were on the right side of the building, and then there's a little annex with the bathrooms and everything, and then the pool faces the exact opposite way where you guys got married. So if you just walked in that way, you wouldn't have seen it.
Oh, yeah, I never knew there was a pool there, to be honest with you. So
it's actually an Olympic size.
Well, good thing
it's so big that no one could miss it except you.
No,
it's paying attention to my beloved wife.
I was going to say, you're getting married.
I was getting married.
Couldn't see anything else.
Was that in 17 or 18?
11.
11?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't know. I didn't realize that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, sorry. That makes sense. I'm thinking.
Yeah, we bought the house in 16. So, yeah, we got married in 11.
Okay.
So we got married, and then we walked back, and the only thing that was open was the diner.
Yeah.
Because it was Christmas Day.
Sure.
And we went in the diner, and they were so cool. And we ate, and then they brought us out a big sundae for everybody to split as our wedding cake, and they, it was cool.
Was
That's
that the
awesome.
Celebration town diner or the town tavern? Like the tavern's a seafood place, the diner's the breakfast,
diner.
lunch, brunch place.
Yeah, the diner on the corner.
Diner on the corner.
They have the best breakfast ever anywhere.
Oh, and I have been back there because years ago when I lived down there, I was looking for a job and they were looking for an assistant manager, and I interviewed with them, and it's open. I think it's open, or was it open 24 hours?
No,
The diner?
Yeah.
No.
No,
they
I
used
don't
to
remember,
close
but
at
there
like
was
2 or 3, Chris. But now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're open till like 6 or 7. I think they actually serve dinner now. Recently,
They just started doing dinner again.
Yeah.
They closed for a little while. They refurbed, and then the gals who owned the tavern bought it. They opened it just for breakfast, and at first they were just like, "We're only doing breakfasts," because they didn't even want to deal with it until somebody else took it over. They just honestly the
I don't
Susan
remember.
owns
I
the
think they
tavern
couldn't
too.
pay me what I wanted, so that's why I didn't take the gig.
Oh, they saved that restaurant. They really did.
It
That
was
place
it was a father and son who owned it.
yeah, at the time, way back. If you're talking 2011, yes.
Yeah, I met with the son and interviewed with him, and he really liked me. And I came back and met with his dad, and then they made me an offer, and I was just like, thank you, but no,
Yeah.
I have to live. But it is what it is. And I kick myself because, well, I don't kick myself, but if I maybe had taken that job, we might still be living down there. I don't know.
yeah, at
but
least your house would be worth 3 times as much.
I took a job. My house is worth 3 times as much.
Well, okay, so Celebration, then we'll say 6 times as much.
Maybe,
whatever you
yeah.
call it.
Well, no, when we lived in the apartments. I don't think we would have
But if
bought
you
a
bought a
house
house
at
at Celebration even in 10 years ago, like, I mean, let's say you paid 300 grand for it today, it would be what, Chris, like 8 or 9? I mean,
Yeah, close to $1 million. Things are
10
things are
years?
getting
Oh, yeah.
really hard to get touched in here
Please.
now.
My buddy just sold his condo in Baldwin Park for 1.7.
It's just,
1.7 for a freaking condo.
yeah, it's just bananas to me.
And
It's
you know what?
marketing.
Have you ever
Bananas.
noticed? I got lost in Baldwin Park the first time I went there, and then I realized everything goes in a circle. So I got to just go straight through, and you'll get out
Correct.
because all
It'll
the streets
spin you.
go either north and south or east and west, and it's a circle. It's stupid. All of a sudden you're out there on McGuire, and you're like, oh, all right, I know where I am. I'm by the base.
Yeah, you're on the Army base if you're in Baldwin Park. That's what that
Navy-
all is. The old
Navy base.
the old military base.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's a cute little town. If I was young and it was just me and Lorianne, no kids, no nothing, maybe, and we were like very aspiring executives and wanted to live somewhere, with a condo, whatever. But I went in one condo. So when I was in the moving business, I did some moves out of Baldwin Park, and I went in one condo. They were 3 stories. Like,
oh yeah, they
huge.
had to go up. They only had so much space. The thing
Right.
that I don't love
very narrow.
the thing I don't love about Baldwin Park is you're just paying that exorbitant amount of money pretty much anywhere you go in a mile in any direction. It's just like, bum, 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 bum. Oh, wow, we lived by this. We live by this. Oh, great. How do I own $1 million house a block from this? Like, there's so much.
Yeah, I
just
don't think you
dog
leave
shit
Baldwin
real estate
Park and
around
go
here.
I don't think you leave Baldwin Park and go to the mall up the street. What's that mall called? Fashion Square Mall.
Yeah. It's just such a bizarre thing that in
Why
Florida.
would you spend so much money in real estate if like you didn't have good comps in surrounding areas? Like, would you? Is it just a status or is it an ignorance thing?
I don't know, man. That's a thing I've never adjusted to in Florida is the way they just build stuff next to other stuff. It seems like there's zero zoning in the state of Florida. You have $1 million house in Ocala and the next door neighbor is a broken down mobile home. And I'm just like, how did these both get zoned? Like, and it's, I don't know, just build. We want more money. That's all we care about.
So Chris, one of these days I'll have you over at the house. You and Derek will come over. So I live where I live. There's the Kelly Park Hills North and Kelly Park
Notice
Hills
he had to
South.
sneak that in to make me feel good.
Then
Yeah, because I was hoping he wouldn't invite you, but oh well.
Jerk off.
It's okay, Zach.
Jerk off. Anyway, there's Kelly Park Hills North and Kelly Park Hills South. I live on the south side. If you go into the north side, you'd think it'd be like the same neighborhood because in my neighborhood, all the houses look the same pretty much. Every 4th house is the same,
Yep.
There's houses over there that look like this, and then there's trailers.
Yeah.
Like mobile home. Like I shouldn't say they're not trailers, they're manufactured homes. And I'm like, what the heck? I mean, it's a totally different neighborhood. I don't know if it was built prior And then right
I've
next
done
door to
inspections
us,
over there, and I remember the first time I did an inspection over there, probably 8 years ago or whatever, and driving from one side to the other, thinking like, this is the same community. Oh, okay, Florida. Here we go.
have you ever been in that neighborhood off of Holden and OBT just before you get to Orange, about halfway down Holden, and they're like $2-3 million homes?
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Right there. And you got to
It's
drive
so
down
weird
that
how
little,
that's
you
just
drive
like
down that
tucked
little
in that
road,
area.
right?
Yep.
But you drive down that little road and there's cars parked on the side
Yep.
with hookers in their johns, and you just drive in the road, and all of a sudden you get to the gate, and then you're in this community.
You know, all of a
Yep.
sudden there's a lake right there.
Yes.
And it's just gorgeous just for that. See, that's what I don't. That's the one thing, Chris, about Celebration. That's probably the only thing about it that turned us off was, again, you know, it's a huge community. It's big. You know, you don't have to leave it for anything. But if you do, you're right in shit, right? Like if you leave, if you leave like 192, there you are. There, the guys doing heroin on the corner. It's like that's nice.
Well, the problem with
That's been more
192,
recently. When we first moved down here, the thing we loved about Celebration, it was such a bubble because it was just 192 was touristy stuff, which I didn't care. It was like, you know, Golden Corral and the Lobster Shack and, you know, whatever, and a couple of hotels and that was it. So the only people that were really, the only people that were bumming around there with you were people on vacation. So they were just happy to be on vacation. They were just staying a little off Disney to save some money. And then you had Old Town, which was actually used to be fun.
Yeah.
But
so, Chris, do you know where the apartments? I think they're called Bella something, Bella Vista.
yeah,
Okay, that's where we lived,
okay,
right? And then behind Bella Vista was a timeshare community,
correct.
right? So we'd walk through there, like, and it was just everybody's license plate was from Ontario or wherever. You know, they're all
People on vacation.
right? And it was kind of like the Margarita. They had all the different colored houses and everything, you know.
Yep.
And it was a cool neighborhood, like, but it was, to me, it was safe. But then the condos or the apartments we were living in, it was built literally for Disney employees.
Yeah.
And then it became not so nice.
This celebration right now is, and people aren't going to say it, but we're having like a homeless crisis. There was a giant motel across from Celebration that's right on the corner of I-4 and 192 there that's been closed forever.
Oh my word, that place is creepy.
Well, somebody apparently has finally bought it for like $70 million and are going to develop it. So now all of these homeless people that have been in there have been displaced, and now they're sitting in front of a Publix. And apparently Osceola can't do anything about it because Osceola doesn't have a homeless shelter. So unless they're asking you for money or harassing somebody, they can sit on those benches and there's nothing anybody can do about it. So it's like,
wasn't it the Orlando Sun Resort, I want to say?
I don't know what it was called, to be honest.
It was a convention center too.
It looks like something out of Chernobyl if you drive by and look at it now.
Yeah.
It legitimately looks like.
So there's a big YouTuber named Adam the Woo in Orlando that they did an urban exploring in there, and
I can't imagine what they found.
Right off 535 by 192.
So if you're going up 192, Celebration's on your left, and you're going to get on I-4, like literally right in front of Celebration. If you look to your right as you're getting on I-4 there, it's probably 15 acres.
If you
massive.
Go the other way,
it's a massive resort.
If you go the other way to 535, you know where the Thunderbird Hotel is, and you make a left on 535, there's a big vacant hotel over there too.
Yeah, that might be the same problem, but this one, it literally looks like a set from an apocalyptic movie. Like it really does. All the windows are blown out. There's still furniture in there. Homeless people living in there. You'll see people in there just out of their minds on drugs, and now they're all migrating into Celebration. And it's like, I don't know. It's just so weird to me when stuff like that happens, because obviously you don't want something bad to happen to these people. They're people.
Who patrols you guys? Osceola sheriffs?
Yeah, Osceola.
Okay, so you don't have your own police department in Celebration?
Negative.
No. Okay,
Chris, check out the link I put in the chat. They do urban exploring, and they actually come across people who are stripping pipes and stuff.
Yeah,
and they come after them with like guns and machetes and dogs and stuff and chase them out. That place is horrifying, bro.
Yeah,
it's
now, I don't.
It was a massive convention center. Like we're talking like the size of like Coronado at Disney. You know, like huge, maybe bigger.
I don't know if it's still there, but if you keep going down 192, like you're going to Four Corners,
Mhm.
Yeah.
there used to be a timeshare that was empty down there on the left-hand side, just before you get to Four Corners.
Yeah, they tore it down. They tore that down. Something's being developed. It's
Yeah,
flat.
I figured they would, but for the longest time, it was just a bare, empty, looked like a
Yeah.
hotel, but it was a timeshare.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually just flattened that whole area. They flattened about 15, 20 acres over there. I don't know what's going in.
But then if you go down to Four Corners and you go down, what's that, 27,
Yep.
you hit like there's 3 or 4 or 5 different trailer parks,
Yeah.
but there's like the 55 plus, which is a really nice one.
Yeah.
Then there's the one that just is kind of anybody can live there, but it's not a dump. And then there's another one down the road that is just strictly owned by snowbirds, like from other countries and
Yeah.
stuff. And I
It-
found that really interesting. They've got some really nice little cute communities over there. They're all trailers. And if I remember correctly, no, I think this was Claremont, but there was a couple of years ago. This is going back. This is before I was even married, so more than a couple of years ago. This is back when I worked for Buffalo Wild Wings. That tornado came through and hit was it in Claremont that hit the trailer park?
Yeah.
And then it skipped and went up to and hit 1792 and then skipped
Yep.
across to Daytona. Yeah, that was
Correct.
pretty rough. That was 2007.
7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah, I was working at Buffalo Wild Wings. I was the GM down there.
You're at the B-Dubs on 192?
No,
Oh.
I ran the B-Dubs at was at the Crossroads, which is no longer there anymore.
Okay.
Eric, you know where the Crossroads is?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
The
Tell me the
Crossroads Mall. It used to be on the corner of I-4 and 535, right at the entrance of Disney. There was a Fridays there. There was a
Everything was there.
Yeah, I know where that is. It's
ran-
like a.
There was a Buffalo Wild Wings in there, and I ran that one.
What
Well,
was
now
that-
it's
what was-
kind of that must have been because the original like OG Orlando hotel area isn't it like Palm Parkway, like Rosen Center and all that, and then
Yeah.
192, and then whatever this.
Well,
Right.
so,
So,
if you take
Palm Parkway is still pretty like resilient.
if
but-
you take Palm Parkway to 535, there used to be a mall straight across,
Yeah.
and that's where it was. Remember the club in there, Jungle Gyms?
Jungle Gyms, man. We used to go there.
You talking about now
Big
where there's like
karaoke.
Twin Peaks and stuff and all that,
No,
or like
nothing's there. They just cleared the whole thing, and it's all gone. They mowed the whole mall down.
there's still lots of stuff on those corners.
No,
No,
there's a big T-shirt shop there, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, behind that T-shirt shop was a huge strip mall. There was a Winn-Dixie. It was a
Fridays. There
no, it
was.
a Goodings. Remember Goodings was there?
Yeah. But there was also a Fridays. There was everything
So-
was in there.
Funny story. So I in my former life I ran bars and restaurants, and the biggest bar brawl I've ever been part of was at that B-Dubs, and it was started by the Fridays employees, and I had to ban them from Buffalo Wild Wings. I had to go into their jumpstart meeting one Saturday morning. The GM was chewing them out, and I came in, and she said, "Let them know." And I said, "Guys, you can't come in no more. You're banned for a while."
Yeah. You're done.
And
Jungle Gyms was awesome.
Jungle Gyms, yeah, until people started getting stabbed in there.
Well, we were pre-stabbing. I'm early days when we used to go do karaoke night there, and it was so much fun. Gosh, we used to get.
And then so we used to keep the back door open at B-Dubs. And then I found out that Jungle Gyms guys came in the back door with shotguns and robbed the place. So that was it. Back doors were always shut and locked.
Oh,
If
so
you
you
need
still live
to
at
take
Buena
trash out-
Vista Buena Vista Point?
LBV.
Yeah, Lake Buena Vista.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then I moved over and I ran the one on iDrive right by the
Yeah.
Slingshot.
Nice.
Yeah. B-Dubs was the good old days.
Yeah, that whole
Now,
plaza.
that was a totally different Buffalo Wild Wings because that was true tourists. And
Yeah.
if there was like soccer matches on during the day, the Brits would come in and they would be pissed by like 12:30. They'd be hammered. I'd have to throw them out of the bar. I'm like, you guys got to go.
Thank you for using the correct terminology. That's pretty.
That's what they called
suave.
it. Yeah, they got
I know.
pissed. They were not angry. They
Is
were
it just
drunk.
me? But is every place that you mentioned in the last 10 minutes, in such a short time for me, grown to just despise going to any of those areas whatsoever for multiple reasons: bad history, terrible nostalgia, traffic. Just
I
Just
will go
like
to
so for me, like if you're like, oh, let's go to SeaWorld, let's go to iDrive, let's go to, I'm like the first feeling I get in my stomach is I don't want to get hit by a car. Does anyone do you
See, you
resonate with that at all? Like I cannot stand
no,
the
'cause
the old Disney fringe areas, that have kind of decrepitated and
there
kind
was
of
a
gone
bar
downhill.
that was a Disney bar over by where Hooters is. So you have to go up Palm Parkway, the other side of Palm Parkway.
Video shade.
Yes, and that was a Disney bar, and it was a servers bar, a
Video
service bar.
shade.
Oh my gosh,
You had
That
probably
was-
hung out there at the same time and just didn't know each other.
right? We go play pool there or whatever,
Yeah.
and then there was another bar on iDrive called Cheers.
Yep.
That was another one we had a big brawl in. Well, there's a lot of people in there. This guy started to fight, and like the whole bar just like picked him up and threw him out. and then the cops came, and then it was two guys. It was him and they were brothers. They were outside wanting to fight the cops, and I'm standing there talking to the cop, and all of a sudden his partner tases one of them. I was like, "Whoa,
Don't hit me.
don't go tasey crazy, bro." I'm just standing
Video
here
shade was
talking.
still there.
But it was funny because I had thrown them out of my bar, and then I'm over at Cheers, and I'm like, "Hey,"
Oh
I
no.
told the owner, or he was the manager, whatever he was, and I said, "Hey, I just threw them out of my bar." He says, "All right, I'll go cut them off." So we went to go cut them off, and the guy took a swing at the owner, and everybody just picked this guy up and beat him and dragged him all the way out. And I was like,
Oh Lord.
"That's how you know it's a service bar, when everybody jumps in."
Yeah.
That was the one good thing. I loved the service industry, because my bartenders and my cooks, if I got into it, there'd be 10 dudes standing behind me in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was just like, all right, boys, go back. I got it. I can talk to these people. But
The other big Disney hang over there for that same time period was the LDV Ale House.
yeah. No. Go south on 535. There was that bar that was just like, it was like an old house out in the middle
Yeah.
somewhere. Everybody stuck their pins on the wall when they quit
Yep.
Disney.
Yep.
Oh, what was that place called?
Can't remember.
Oh my gosh. It was like halfway between I-4 and 192
Yeah.
on 535. And it was like the dumpiest place.
What the heck
And
was that? place
Derek,
called?
everybody who worked for Disney, if they left Disney and quit, they would actually take their pin, their badge, their name on
Yeah.
it, and stick it up on the wall. And there was just the whole place was covered with Disney badges.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Now that's old. That was back in the 90s easily.
Yeah.
Maybe 2000s. Yeah, I don't know. Or I go down there sometimes for work, because
Yeah.
they'll give me a commercial gig down there, and I got to go check out a hotel or something. And you're right, Derek. You're driving offensively and defensively at all times down there, because tourists don't even know what they're doing. Oh, look,
Agreed.
it's the Titanic. Whatever.
I was
It's an upside down
exiting
building.
429 on Western Way to go
Yes.
into Disney
Yes.
recently.
That's by your house, isn't it?
Yeah, well, 6 miles. So,
Yeah.
and then I'm doing the big, roundabout to basically go the opposite direction to get on Western Way, merge in, and I merge in, and then, the lane, of course, the right lane merges out. So I'm kind of like, I got to get over one lane. And as I'm doing it, a truck on my left side doesn't even really speed up, but comes all the way across in front of me and just hits the brake dead nuts.
Everybody does that.
And he just stops in the middle of the lane that merges and stops, and I almost hit him. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and my wife's like, what do you do? Lay off the horn. I'm like, I can't take it no more. Every time I go out, someone's drifting into my lane, someone's crossing it, and I'm like, I got a heavy vehicle. They're gonna get killed. I'm sorry, but yeah. So anywhere in that area, man, I just can't. I won't even. I dread going there for anything. I will not go there for anything unless it's on the way to somewhere I have to go.
So when I had my big 2500, that thing was heavy and took a while to stop. And I used to tell my wife, I said, if someone brakes checks me, we're gonna hit them. I can't stop. This thing ain't stopping. But I had someone brake check me at a light one time, and I said, "Are you insane? First of all, my truck would just drive over top of you." And I'm yelling at the person. I said, "Are you trying to get killed? What, you want a little money because I rear-ended you? My truck would drive over you and you'd be dead. How's that?
Yeah.
So brake check me again and see what happens, because I'm not going to stop." And
Yeah.
they were just like
That's what
"Oh."
driving down there is
Yeah, I
every
got the whole thing
time you
like,
do it.
I didn't
Yeah.
see you. You didn't see me. Big black monster black truck. You didn't see it. Okay, whatever. And
No,
people
the traffic here is
people ask
bananas.
me, Zach, why do you carry a pew pew? Please tell me why. It's so, what do you need a pew pew for?
You
Come
should
driving
get a
away.
bumper sticker that says, you might not see me, but you'll definitely feel me. Try it out.
Yeah.
Try me.
No,
Hey
because
dudes, I gotta bounce out here. You can keep going if you want, but I gotta rock out here. I still got a bunch of
All right,
stuff
Derek.
to do.
all right, D-Rock,
Go ahead and
D
keep
Money.
going. And
we will miss you, our beloved co-host.
no, you won't. You'll be fine.
I'm crying
good.
already.
Okay. Well, you have each other.
Go have fun at Disney.
No, I gotta do my night now, eat and all that kind of stuff. I haven't started yet. So,
Where you eating tonight?
home?
You're not going out?
No.
Oh, well,
We were out the other night. That's why I texted you.
I was going to say
That's why-
Adam's working tonight. You can go see him.
Well, I was there. Last night? We
went and saw Superman. So
Yeah, I was at Ellen Compass, so he knows where that is.
of course,
But his work, they're all refaced. They're like redoing everything there. It's crazy.
I have not been to the boardwalk in years.
It's
Completely
they're
redone.
just doing a lot to it.
Yeah.
Is ESPN still there?
They it was down for 10 years, and they just converted it in February, March to what's called the Cake Bake Shop by Gwendolyn Rogers, and it's a really cool, like French style looking, magical place with pretty good French food and crazy killer cake for a bajillion dollars. But
How about
nope,
Spoodles?
they finally
Spoodles still
converted it.
there?
How about where?
Spoodles? Do you remember Spoodles?
No,
The restaurant. It was between ESPN and the dance hall, the Atlantic Dance Hall.
Yeah, it's
well,
gone.
everything's in between there.
Yeah, it was dead in the middle. It was the big restaurant there. I guess they changed it to something else.
They got a bunch of them now. There's probably 6 because they have Cake
Good.
Bake. They've got their quick service. They've got Trattoria El Forno, Flying Fish. They have
Flying
a
Fish
bar
is-
that they're
Flying Fish has been
redoing.
there. That was
It's
there when I
crazy.
worked there.
Yeah, it's all
And
restaurants.
those guys
and
make
stuff.
stupid money. Those servers.
They do, but they used to keep them open till like 1, and everything closes at like 11 now. It's weird.
Really?
Because like they got more people who want to stay out and everything, but I think it's the alcohol. They don't now that there's so much booze in Disney.
Did I tell you when I first? I know you got to bounce, but did I tell you when I worked at Disney? I worked the boardwalk. I did the I was a houseman for the resort.
Yeah.
And New Year's Eve they had me tucked up, and I was a bouncer at Atlantic Dance Hall.
Heck yeah.
And we were there. Oh, that was
I just peeked
think
in
they're
there last
almost
night.
done.
It's still beautiful, just no one ever goes. So
No, I think they only have events there. I don't. He was dead when I worked there.
no, it's open. No, Thursday, Friday. No, it's open every night. You can go in with no cover. You can just walk right in. It's beautiful. It's big. There's never anyone in there. There was a FranServe conference going on at Yacht and Beach Club, so there was maybe like 15 people at the bar. But the last couple months, anytime I've just walked in there to peek, there's maybe 3 or 4 people in there. And as you know, the capacity's hundreds and hundreds of people. So
Is the dueling piano place still there?
they're redoing it right now.
Are they?
I don't know
That
what they're
place-
calling it, but
That place was fun. That was a
Yeah.
good time.
all right, gentlemen.
All right, buddy.
See there.
See you.
D Money out.
I guess we're still alive. Okay, I didn't know if we would go dead because he left.
No.
Oh, fantastic. So, well, I mean, I guess he's not going to move to our community.
There was some slight resistance.
Street will be called. The street will
okay.
be called not Derek Street.
He pre-vetted himself from our post-apocalyptic community of
He's like,
survival.
what do you guys mean you're going to have cows? You're going to milk them and chickens and pick eggs? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to have tomatoes.
much rather do that than go to the grocery store.
I'll have whatever I can grow and you know what? It doesn't have to be in the mountains, to be honest with you. I mean, up where we are in Western North Carolina, where the wedding venue is and everything, that's mountainous, but you don't have to live in the mountains.
No, right. You just want to have access to that type of beautiful scenery.
Like Cherokee, the town of Cherokee is not in the mountains.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got, like I said, I can't wait to go up there. I didn't get to see as much as I wanted to because I spent 2 days in the hospital while I was there.
Yeah, for sure. But it's beautiful country up there. I have a friend who's lived past Asheville, a little more west, and it's quiet. It's beautiful. It gets a change of season.
So we stayed at a place called Maggie Valley.
Yeah,
which was really cool. And then there was, like I said, there's Cherokee. There was Whittier is the name of the town where the wedding venue is.
Okay.
I mean, it's just everything's up there. And so we were about, I think, 45 minutes away from Asheville.
Okay.
Because I have a friend, my coach, my podcast coach is lives in Asheville, but he's on the western side of it.
Right on.
And so he was about an hour away, and we were going to try and get together and meet up. And unfortunately, I had my accident.
You had your incident. Your incident.
I am obviously not going to be boxing anytime soon.
No, probably not.
They told me my coach my occupational therapist, like, I just want to wrap your hand like a box. I'm like, no. She's like, I'm not gonna, it'll hurt. I'm like, no, you're not. I said, as a matter of fact, today
I did more today.
A little bit more.
I feel like this is better than just a couple days ago.
Yeah. She stretched me today, so
okay.
She said it's gonna take. She's like, you don't realize how catastrophic of an injury you have. She said this is going to take a while.
Man,
right?
It's so crazy to me.
But the thing was, like I said,
in an instant.
The dog bite, sure, it added to it, but the infection is what messed me up.
Yeah.
And then they had my hand wrapped like in this big glove, and because it was all open and everything, and they wanted everything to drain. So I couldn't move my hand, and then after a week of not moving your hand, it just doesn't want to move.
Yeah.
And you're telling it in your mind to do things. You're like, move, and you can't.
That's so weird.
Give me the
That's
thumbs
so
up.
Weird.
I can't. So, they asked me at work when I'm coming back. I said, maybe when I get feeling back in my fingers. I have no feeling in these 3 fingers. So
I can use a pen.
Yeah. Because I'm not left-handed, and I've tried to write, and I look like an infant. I don't know.
When I can write again, you'll see me.
Yeah. And I mean,
good Lord.
It is what it is. What are you going to do?
Day at a time. This is life.
Yep. It's allowing me to, as I said, reinvent myself. So
that's a good thing, though. Sometimes
they say they want me back, but I might not go back. Ooh.
Hey, I could understand if you didn't. I could understand. I'm with the same crossroads, so I feel you.
Oh, Derek left us a chat. I had to bounce. No kidding.
Oh, he did? I can't see the chat because I'm operating off my phone tonight until I get a better camera.
Wow. And it worked because we had a person who tried to do it on her phone, and when she couldn't get Riverside to work.
Yeah, I just downloaded the app.
Right. Maybe she didn't download the app.
Yeah. It gave you the option to go browser or app, and I was like, oh, definitely app. And it's smooth as glass.
Yeah. You froze a couple times, but all my guests freeze, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And it was funny because you were still talking, but your face just was like.
Use that as a screen cap for Facebook this time.
Our guest tonight is on the spectrum.
Spectrum. Talking about.
You know what's funny? My 2 daughters, but one of them is I've got 3 girls, but 2 of them we were out with this weekend for for Jana's engagement party, and Jana went to school for psychology. And they were talking about that, and they are convinced that everybody is on the spectrum somewhere.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm like, I'm Gen X. I'm pretty sure there was no spectrum when I was there.
Yeah.
And so, no, we're not part of the spectrum. There's no spectrum for Gen X. we are our own entity. Maybe that's the spectrum, Gen X spectrum.
We're the entire spectrum. We're not on it. We are it.
Hey, I went to school with a kid after high school. He was getting pulled over by the cops, and he had a bunch of acid on him. I mean, like,
oh Lord,
I don't remember. I heard it like 50 sheets or something. You don't even know. And he took them all because he didn't want to get arrested. Let's just say that he I don't know if he's still alive, but he lived with his parents for the rest of his life because he was done. We called him Cricket because he would do whatever. You tell him to eat a bug, he'd just eat it. He didn't care.
He melted his brain.
Yeah, he was shot.
That's crazy.
So he would be on the far band of the spectrum.
He would be on a different spectrum. He'd be on the colorful light spectrum, if you're that.
Well, and I even said after that happened, I was like, and you see why I never, ever, ever did acid? Does anybody understand? imagine if like one hit did that to you because you happen to get a hot shot or something. Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
wasn't taking that chance.
Yeah.
I was not.
It's,
I did not get into drugs. I was a drinker. I was, I'm not gonna lie.
same.
I was a beer kid. There wasn't much to do in my town except for go out in the field and hide behind the trees and drink beer.
Smoke cigarettes, drink beers.
We had
Light a
this
bonfire.
field. Yep, we had this field that was you had to drive through one field, then through a big batch of woods, and we knew all the way in. You could drive with your headlights off. You knew it so well, right?
Yeah.
And you'd see people coming for miles, so it wasn't like they could sneak up on you. They busted us one night. They waited out front early, and they waited us to pull in. As soon as we pulled in, they lit us up and took us out. But anyway, we'd go back 2 fields, and you could just big bonfires, cars doing donuts. Just you'd wake up 6:30 in the morning. I remember one time I fell asleep in my car.
Yeah.
And I woke up and it had snowed, and I'm like, what the heck is all over my car? And then I realized it was snowing. Oh, I was like, oh, this is terrible, terrible.
That's
I gotta
awesome.
drive out of here.
Yeah. How am I going to get out? I'm never going to make it.
Right. And the girl I was with was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be stuck forever. I'm like, dude, first of all, we're not. Everybody's got trucks. I had a car, but everybody else had trucks. I was like, they can tow us out. We're getting out. And my car, I just put it in drive and drove. I mean, I just didn't give it gas. It just,
Sure.
So I mean, it was those were the good old days. Oh, what fun that was. Yeah, we always had a bonfire. My friend Rob passed out, fell asleep
Yeah.
with his feet too close to the bonfire, and he melted the bottom of his work boots.
Oh, jeez. Those were the days, though, man.
Nobody thought to drag him away, pull him back.
No.
They just left him there. I'm like, Rob's on fire.
Yeah, his feet are smoking.
Yeah. Yeah.
But-
oh man, that was the good old days. Oh,
Yeah, no cell phones, no internet.
Nope. If we had camcorders or video recorders, oh my gosh. First of all, some of the great videos that we would have had, like could have been on America's Funniest Videos for
Very
the
true.
silliness we did. There was pure shenanigans all night long.
Always.
But there would also be incriminating evidence that would probably, haunt me forever. So.
Better left unsaid. Yeah, it was a different time. I miss it.
Like they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, what happened in the 80s stays
Days in the 80s. Yeah, that's good. I like that. And it's very true. I miss it though. I miss it. I miss those quiet times.
Did you live in Connecticut close to the water?
Yeah, right in Madison.
So did you guys go to the beach a lot?
I mean,
is Connecticut
we had Madison Beach?
Do you guys have a shore like we have in Jersey?
Yeah. We had the Madison Beach, and then there was a couple other little like private beach areas like around where the houses and stuff were. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't like a full beach kid, but yeah, we'd go do stuff at the beach. I mean, we'd sleep on the beach, and one kid would say he's staying at his friend's house, and I'd say I'd staying at his house, and we'd all really just go stay and sleep on somebody's catamaran at the beach, and they wouldn't even know we're down there doing that. Right. In the summer, we'd do that all the time.
Right. Well, so when I was a kid, the beach was like a treat because I didn't live close. It was about 45 minutes to an hour away, depending on traffic.
Okay.
So we would go with my parents. That was a big day event. And that was cool. But then as I got older, there'd always be somebody who had a beach house. Somebody's parents would rent. We'd all just go down there and crash. I mean, you'd sleep on the lounge chairs, you'd sleep wherever. It didn't matter. But we would just walk the boardwalk all night till the cops were like, all right, go home. You're done. Get out. And
we were right on the water. So it was always 5-10 minutes away.
The Jersey boardwalk, let me tell you what, Seaside Heights was the spot to be back in the day.
I can imagine.
It was, I'm just looking at my forehead. I realize I think I need Botox.
I know a guy.
I know a guy
who can hook you up with his guy.
Maybe I need to dye my beard.
Oh Lord.
No, but the Seaside Heights boardwalk, which is the show they do Jersey Shore from, which is an atrocity because that's nothing.
Yeah.
They should, if they want to do Jersey Shore, let's go back to the 80s when it was cool. It was nothing but long hairs and Guidos, and we would just have a blast. I remember we were at the boardwalk one time. It was me, my cousin, and 2 dudes. I don't know where my cousin knew these dudes from. I think college or something. Who knows? And this guy worked for McDonald's, and he had one of those 5-gallon pickle buckets full of beer and ice. And we were just walking down the boardwalk, just pounding beers.
Nice.
And when we'd run out, he'd go back and pack it again. And we were just all night long just walking. And I'm 16 years old. I didn't even have my
Yeah.
driver's license,
Yeah.
right? And I'm just 3 sheets to the wind, just walking around the boardwalk. And it's funny
Yeah.
when you get, at least for me, when I get that way, I'm not obnoxious, I'm not crazy, but I almost like get 10 feet tall and bulletproof, and people literally know, like, all right, he's a big dude, just get out of his
Sure.
way. Like nobody ever would mess with you. And I would shoulder block people, dude. You want to walk up to me, I'm shoulder blocking you. That's all there is. I was a lot bigger when I was in high school. My shoulders were massive, you know?
Yeah.
And I had long hair and just looked like a freak walking around with OP shorts on and just drinking beer. I mean, people
our
probably just look
childhood,
at me
man.
like, just leave that dude alone.
What
Just let him do
what was
his
your guys' beer flavor? What beer were you always getting?
So that we were drinking that night, I think Busch Light.
Yeah. We
But
would always be Busch Light or Coors Light.
I was a Coors Light guy. I drank
Yeah.
Coors Light until
Busch Light or Coors Light. And then every now and then we used to, there was a beer they did not sell in Connecticut. And we'd go to like just over the border in Massachusetts and buy Heffenreffer. It had the pop tops. It was like a higher liquor count. We used to go. It was such a big deal. I mean, I think about it now. It just
we would get that Mickey's Big Mouth.
Yeah.
And that was a higher. I think that was a higher alcohol count.
Yeah, those Heffenreffer beers.
Every once in a while, someone would be fancy and bring a Michelob Light, in the brown bottles. Like,
yeah.
But I hated glass because it'd break and somebody's gonna get hurt. So
yeah.
And then I remember when Coors came out with the plastic bottles.
Yep.
The worst thing Budweiser ever did was they made those aluminum bottles.
Yeah.
A friend of mine got dunked in the head with one. Oh my gosh. I would have rather gotten hit by a glass bottle. I actually got hit. The chick hit me in the head with a bottle one time. It was a girl I was dating. I made her mad. She smashed she threw a wine cooler at me. I think she was just trying to scare me, and it clocked me right in the side of the head, cut me, bleeding everywhere. And I just looked at her. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And I bent over to pick up the bottle to throw it away because it didn't even break. Thank God it just called me donk.
Yeah, you're lucky.
And I think she thought I was going to throw it back at her, and she took off running. And I was just like, whatever. Just threw the garbage can. Went back to the house, got the towel, and they're like, what happened? I was like, no, so-and-so just hit me with a bottle. And they're like, what'd you do? What did I do?
What else was crazy about back then with drinking is in high school, we'd have a case of Coors Light in the car, and if you got pulled over, they'd just make you pour it out. There was no DUIs. There was no checks. It was just like, okay. And we'd be like bitching, like, come on, we're just going over to his house, and no, pour it out, or they'd take it and send you on your way.
Right. If it was in your hometown, you were cool. You also knew the areas you didn't want to drive because you knew they would have a road check. You didn't drive like on the highways or something because the troopers would be out.
Yeah, I guess we never really left town, so I wouldn't know. We would just hang in our little.
Remember, I was in high school. Me and my best friend Billy Timmons were at the 7-Eleven. we were getting some nachos and hot dogs at like 3 a.m. I don't remember, whatever. And a Hillsborough cop pulls in. It was Kevin Carfano. He was a buddy of ours. He was like, the cool cop. Everybody, he knew us. And he's like, what are you guys up to? We're like, just eating some nachos and hot dogs. He's like, sobering up, huh? He's like, come on, I'll give you guys a ride home. I was like, no, I got my car. He's like, no, I'll give you a ride home. And he drove us home. And so the next day I had to figure out how to go get my car. I actually walked back to go get it. I was like, I ain't telling my dad I left my car at 7-Eleven because I was
no telling my dad that a cop forced me to leave my car somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so actually he didn't take me to my house. I went to Billy's house. So that's why. So we just crashed there, and he lived a lot closer. We walked back the next day to get it. But yeah, those were the good old days. I mean, and even the field parties, even if the cops came, nobody got arrested unless you got.
They just send you home. Send you home.
They're like, get out of here. I remember pulling in one night, and they came out of the woods. That was crazy. And my cousin was driving, and he's like looking at the cop. The cop's like banging on his window, and he's like looking at him like, what the? And he rear ends the girl in front of him. Didn't hurt her hard. They were, doing a mile an hour. Just bumped her, and we're like, and the cop's like, well, now I got to write a report for you rear ending her.
Oh, geez.
Now they were cool though. They were just like, where you guys going? We're like, dude, I heard there was a party. We're just going to check it out. They're like, you got any beer in the car? I'm like, take a look. And we didn't actually. Because we had already sent it in with somebody else. And he's like, no, this party's canceled tonight, so you guys got to go. And it was funny because I call him my brother, but this kid, Chris.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I see one of the cop cars driving by, and he's in the back. He's all he's like in the back of the cop car. He's like, "Help!" I'm like, "What are you doing?" And the cop was driving him home to his mom's because he told him to leave, and Chris walked out, and then he snuck back because he wanted to watch. And the cop caught him out in the woods, so he's like, "All right, I'm taking you home." But no, we got arrested, and then I'll never forget New Year's Eve of 1989 or something. We went. We wanted to go to a hotel, but we just wanted to party somewhere.
Yeah.
There was this one hotel. They were actually having a party, but it was a very unsavory crowd. It was a lot older. It was like,
Sure.
yeah, there was like I was nervous. So I was like, let's get out of here. So we went to this other place, the Siesta Motel. And it was me, let's see, me, Wes, Laura, Joey, Chris, Angie. I don't know. Maybe there were 6 or 7 of us. I don't remember. There was not a lot of people there. And the hotel owner kicked in the door with his friend
Oh, wow.
and came in screaming and yelling because there's only supposed to be 4 people in the room and there was like 6 or 8, whatever it was. And I turn around and he hits me with a pool cue across my chest.
What?
Yeah. And now, mind you, I had a couple soda waters and I was just like, what are you doing, dude? Like it didn't even do anything. And then he smashes my friend's VCR because we had a movie. We hooked up a VCR and he smashed it on the bed. My friend's like,
Wow.
and my friend was just so wasted. He just started crying. He's like, "What are you doing, man?" I'm like,
Why are you trashing everything?
so I get up and I like he hit me and I kind of fell back and I got back up and I was like, you better go, bro. And he's like, the cops are coming. Well, you guys are all going to jail. Whatever. So the cops did come. They came in and the cops like, what's going on? And we're like, look, we're just sitting here partying. We were actually fixing to crash. It was like 2:00 in the morning. I
Yeah.
was like, we're ready to crash. And he's like, yeah, the hotel owner said you were getting violent with him. I said, and I lifted up my shirt and there's a welt across my chest where he hit me. I said, he hit me with a pool stick. He's like, wait, he hit you? I said, yeah, I didn't. Nobody swung except for my friend who punched the hole in the bathroom door because he was so mad after the owner hit me. He just bashed the bathroom door. I was like, what are you doing, bro? And so the cop was really cool. And then this other town comes to back him up, and they're all wanting to be tough guys and fight, and they had their sap gloves on. I'm like, relax, Tiger. And so they take us back to the station. The cop actually let me sit in the front of his car with him because I told him I was going to be a cop and I wanted to learn, and I was going to go to the academy and everything. And so we go back, and unfortunately, you got to get underage drink, and I was 20. So it was November of whatever, because I turned 21 that year in November. So I was 20, and he's like, look, it's not a big deal. It's just a fine. The judge is going to be cool about it. Don't worry about it. I'm not. I mean, it is what it is. I was underage drinking.
Right.
But the hotel owner had to pay restitution for the smashed VCR. And I think he had to pay me something for hitting me because he got in trouble for that too.
Yeah.
And the cop even told him, he's like, dude, you're lucky he didn't rip your head off because I was way bigger than this guy. He was like a little Napoleon dude, and I would have crushed him. But I was in that happy, cool mode, and he hit me.
Sure.
Whatever, bro. And so we go in front of the judge, and the judge is asking me about it, and I told him, yeah, I got hit, and blah blah blah. And he's like, all right. He's like, listen, he's like, it's underage drinking. There's court costs and fine. I think it was like $150. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
And I was just like, cool. I said, I just got a job. I said, can you give me a month or 2 to get my money saved up and pay it off? And he's like, how about 60 days? I said,
perfect.
Thank you very much. He's like, all right. And the judge actually goes like this. He covers the mic and he goes, hey, listen, kid, don't worry about it. Everybody gets an underage drink and it's okay. It's not the end of the world. And I was like, thank you. So fast forward a couple days later, I come home. I wasn't living at home. I had a condo. I come home and because I kind of lied to the judge that I just got a job. I just felt like paying it later. I don't want to pay
right.
I could have probably paid for it right there. Anyway, I come home and my dad's sitting there reading the paper, and he looks over the paper at me. He's like, we got to have a talk. I go, what? Now, do you remember they used to put your name in the paper?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah.
He was furious. Not that I got arrested.
So your name was in the paper.
his name. I said, no, it's my name. He goes, that's my name. You just happen to have it right now. So he was furious at me, and he's yelling at me, and I was like, so what do you want me to do? He's like, that's it. You're grounded. I've had enough. I go, I don't even live here. And then we started laughing. And it was funny. He's like, yeah, it's kind of funny. I was like, you're grounded. What do you mean I'm grounded? I don't even live here. And that was like, he was just so hot because his name was in the paper. And the funny thing was, it was somebody from the church that called him, my mom, and was just like, oh my gosh, did you see your son's in the paper for drinking? And my mother was just like, whatever. I mean, do you not know my kid? You know, it was not the first time my name was in the paper. All right, maybe in the police blog it was, but
well, I got to wrap up, brother. I don't know how you normally wrap this thing up.
No, I just look. This was our live show. We're just having fun, chit chatting, guys.
Yeah.
This is kind of what we do on No Brainer. We have guests. Chris happens to be our guest. He may come on more often. I think he's going to be a in-house. What do you call them? In-house guest, you know, where they just come on all the time. But we're gonna have some really great shows. I've got some great people lined up. I'm working on actually some pretty famous people that we're going to be interviewing. So stay tuned. We go live every Tuesday, and then we record on Thursday for our show where we do the interviews, and that's posted on Friday. So thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, whatever, like, share, comment, tell me I'm an idiot, tell me you had a blast, whatever. Thank you for watching. We love you, and peace out.